Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. Mr. Truck here, reviewing the 2021 Honda Ridgeline. Now, I'm a fan of Ridgeline. I call them a truck. I mean, it's not a big deal. I think the truck in the future are going to be a lot different than the trucks we have now. This is kind of heading that way. Sometime you're going to see the full-size half-tons with independent four-wheel suspension. Well, it's coming. It's come standard with four-wheel drive. It's 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, and it'll tow 5,000 pounds. But the payload, my gosh, the payload is 1,583, over 1,500 pounds. So you can haul adults in it. You can still have room. Like now, this trailer's 4,900 pounds. So, you know, it gives me over 1,000 pounds left of payload, cargo, passengers, because I'll use up 500 pounds or so, 490 pounds tongue weight. Here I am, me, I can't, with MrTruck.com. Today I'm the photographer, the editor, the director, the producer. Anyway, I'm at the damn store where all the Saskatchewans live. Sasquatch. Anyway, got this new 2021 Honda Ridgeline. It's the new one. It's the sport model. Honda Performance. Let's see what this thing's called. It's called Honda Performance Development. And that's why it's got all the graphics and the bronze wheels, the fender flares. Okay, I'm gonna beat this guy. This thing does okay. We're pulling 49, huh? Oh my goodness, this guy is really coming on. Watch this. Whoa, blasted right out of there. Anyway, some of these people in the mountains, the tourists, they just don't understand how to drive in the mountains. And you don't ride somebody's rear end. So I'm also trying another new camera. I go through a lot of GoPros. But we're towing 4,900 pounds. This thing's rated at 5,000, so we got 100 leeway. But the cool thing is it's over 1,500 payload. So, you know, at 10%, I've still got 1,000 of payload. So I can haul friends, I can haul the whole family and some supplies, maybe a dog or two, and a cooler. This is fantastic. It's got to be one of the highest payloads in the mid-size class. And it's one of the widest trucks in the mid-size class. This thing is enormous. It's much wider, much more comfortable. I mean, I had a Tacoma 2 weeks ago, and it was like so much tighter inside than this. This is, you know, great. You know, it's got a V6. I'll tell you all the stats here in a little bit. Trying to get around all the curves, all the mountain scenery. Also trying out a new camera mount. Let's see if it stays on there. We lost one on the 4Runner review. Me and Jacob, we were in some really rough stuff with his, and it bounced off and never to be seen again. So I don't lose that many, but I do lose some. I never use a suction cup one outside. I always use those inside. Outside, it's always I use clamps. Not that any of that matters to you unless you're trying to do the YouTube thing. But we're up here going in the Loveland side to Estes, which I think is Highway 34, and we come back on 36. Love watching the river. But of course, usually there's a lot of construction going on this time of year. Maybe not on Sunday. That's what day to day is. Not the normal day I go, but it's the normal day I end up with. But this Ridgeline, I've always liked the Ridgeline. I mean, you gotta get this straight. It'd be a big debate over whether it's a truck or not. Well, who cares? My goodness. If it does what you need it to do, even though it's four-wheel independent suspension, smaller size, but it's a wider bed. It's got storage in the bed, big trunk. It's like 18 inches deep. So there's a lot of good things about this machine. My camera's already twisting sideways. Anyway, what's cool about it, I'm pulling this trailer is an 18.5 foot wide car trailer. It's a tilt trailer. And because of that, most any mirror will see over the fenders, so you got plenty of visibility that way. But because this truck's wider, it's even better. It's got great visibility out the mirrors. And, oh yeah, back to the truck discussion. I say it's a truck. I say, you know, things are changing so fast. You know, it's just unbelievable Besides prices going up and everything's on back order. All those problems we're going through this year besides the COVID. So calling this a truck shouldn't be a problem, because the only thing different about it is it doesn't have a frame. It's a unibody, which so is the new Maverick Ford coming out this winter, and I'll have one of those for a week or two. And then so is the new what's the one from the other one is called Santa Cruz. It's a Honda product. So that's even smaller than these guys. And it almost sounds like the Maverick's a little smaller. This is wide body. I mean, you could put 4 adults in here. And, you can't do that in Tacoma. Most of the vehicles you can't do 4 adults. But this one you can. And it's because it's 4-wheel independent suspension, it rides really, really nice. I mean, it's different. The trailer, a little different to get ground noise because it's squatting a bit. The butt on this is closer to the ground, so it's picking up a little more noise off the road. Because I noticed that, just a little bit more road noise than what I'm used to. And it increased when I put the trailer on. Now we're using an Echo brake controller, which goes right in, plugs into your trailer reciprocal on the back end of the truck, and then you plug in your trailer plug to that. I really like them that it runs to your phone, so it actually it gives you the big spot to hit for like a panic button. If you are swaying and you want to just hit the brake controller, not the truck brakes, it has a big button for that. But yeah, I'm pleased with it too. I've been using it all the time. Just got through using it on the Tacoma. Just got through using it on the Toyota 4Runner. What was before that? It was like 3 or 4 in a row I've done here. And then this Honda. I've used it on Rangers many times, but it's so easy to do. You just put your phone app on there. Now, what you got to figure out, though, is if you're using that phone for everything, like Apple Play and navigation, you want to be able to get to that screen in an instant. So if you have to hit the panic button, the button that would only hit the trailer brakes, you can do it. I had a guy stop right quickly in front of me, and so I hit the brakes, and I had it on. You have several positions, what are they called, modes you can put it in, and I had the first one, which was my big truck, and it was set up too high, and of course I locked up the wheels and smoked the tires, so I put it in position 2 or whatever it's called, program 2, and moved the sensitivity down, the gain down, and it worked well. So you do have to adjust it, of course. But this Ridgeline I've always liked these. I mean, I've had 3 or 4 of them for review. I didn't like the looks of the first generation, but I've liked the rest of these. And this has been refreshed again, so it's got a new grill, and it's got the sport package. And same engine, same 9-speed automatic. But, yeah, handles so nice. It handles like a car because it's built like a car. It's a unibody. So the suspension's 4-wheel independent, so it is. It's a very nice drive, and it's quiet. It's not like an off-road truck. It's not something you'd want to pull big trailers. I wouldn't go over 5,000 pounds with it. But it's a Class 3 receiver hitch. It has the 7 RV plug. Just got to figure out what you want to do with the brake controller. So anyway, I think that's ridiculous, arguing whether or not this is a truck or not. It's just, who cares? I mean, you think about, I know I'm old school too, and I like the old trucks. I like the idea of trucks in the way they have been, but you've got to change with the times. That's how things are. Nothing ever stays the same. And think about the future. Pretty soon you're going to be driving electric trucks, and they'll be 4-wheel independent suspension. They'll have batteries. They'll have all kinds of stuff. So it's changing. Now Ford's got a pick coming out of the trunk where the engine used to be. So yeah, if you can't change a little bit and adapt to new situations, you're going to have a lot of pain in your future. Because I say this for what you use it for, whether it's hauling a few lawnmowers, hauling groceries, hauling some supplies from Home Depot, you can do it. I'm going to show you the tailgate. I always like tailgates on this. They either fold down flat or they swing open like a barn door. So it's a remarkable truck. It's quiet and it handles fine. I mean, I'm pulling almost the maximum capacity of it at 4,900 pounds, and of course I got a weight distribution hitch on it, and it's not, of course, swaying. It's an empty trailer, but it weighs 4,900 pounds, and nothing to it. The 9-speed's doing well. We're here on our way to Estes, so we're going up and down the mountains and around curves, and I don't think it's excessively shifting. When I give it the gas, of course, it downshifts like I want it to. Downshift's only one gear, where the speed I'm going now is 44 miles an hour. If I really want to climb a high mountain, I'm sure it'd shift 2 or 3 gears. But nice layout in the dash, so I can understand exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting, right now, with the trailer, I'm getting 14.2, which is remarkable. I think I was getting more without a trailer. Where's all my paperwork? I'm not texting and driving, I'm just trying to grab pieces of paper. But I was getting 23.7. That's what I've been averaging driving in the city and on the highway, and it's rated by the EPA at 24. So now getting around 14 with the trailer is remarkable. But I know it's only for the 5,000 pounds, but it's a capacity trailer. When you're at the capacity and you can pull out that kind of fuel mileage, you know, they know what they're doing. I'm going to try to video the windshield wiper washer squirters. They look like little miniature, shower heads. And it's really weird is you can look through the windshield and see underneath the hood, and that's where those are, and you can watch them squirt. The grandkids will love that. You get pictures of that because it's just fun. But anyway, this truck is the right size for me. I can reach over the side and get tools. I don't have to get on a running board to climb in. It is all-wheel drive. That's standard. The V6 is standard. The all-wheel drive is standard. I mean, it's nice. Now this is the sport model. You know, it's got paddle shifters. You can get a more loaded one with power seats and all that. This one has mechanical seats, which kind of surprised me. It's got a big center. It looks like a 10-inch center touch screen, but it only...
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
What's remarkable about the tailgate on the Honda, it's a two-way tailgate. It's kind of a heavy gate, but I've had no problems loading four-wheelers in here, ATVs. You don't have much of a fender well to drive over. You can get full sheets of plywood in here, and of course it comes with these lights, bed lights on each side, and then of course all the tow hooks you get, 2 in each corner, which is nice. And then I have a little cubby hole here. I'm not sure exactly what it's for, but you got a little cubby hole there. This is it's a plastic with steel reinforcement, probably polyurethane. But yeah, that's just one way the tailgate goes. And you look for the part that says release on your bumper. Pull that, and now you've got a giant barn door. So cool. Now you can get up here with a forklift, drop your wood chips or your hay or whatever you're hauling in there, and go right up to the bumper. Always like that. And of course, there's the trunk. And it's lockable too. Your ignition key locks it. But that opens up, and you have an 18-inch deep. It's pretty big. I could fit in there. There's your spare tire and jack. It's nicely done where you have more storage. That's why this tailgate's so heavy, because it has a double latching system, double hinge thing on one side, and there you go. Awesome. I'm going to go over some of these things as we head home, but you know, it's interesting. I've got plenty of headroom. If you can still see me in there, I mean, I've got a hat I can wear in here, so this is actually much roomier than what the Tacoma is for some reason. Yes, this is the radiant red is the color of it. Paddle shifters are just cool. And let's see, I'm getting 23.7, and now I'm going to put down that I average about 13 with the trailer. So that's what it dropped down to. So 13 pulling 4,900 pounds, which is still remarkable. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. This is the all-wheel drive sport model. Now the HPD package, that Honda Performance Development, is $2,800. $2,800. That gives you the fender flares, those gold or bronze 18-inch wheels, special grills, decals, and emblems. But And this is like the mid-range model, it's a sport model. There are more loaded models. But it's cool, the crash ratings are great on this. It only has 1, the rollover that's 4. The side crash for both people is 5-star. The frontal crash is 5-star. So overall vehicle is 5-star. That's really good for a little vehicle like this. Now I can climb inside this with my hat on and not rub the top of the door, which is really cool. I just talked about headroom, but I mean, a lot of these little vehicles, you climb in the door, you got to tilt your head or take your hat off just to get in. But yep, that is 18 inches deep is what that trunk back there. It's 7.3 cubic feet of it. I think that's really handy. When you think about the new Ford Lightning, it's got the whole front as a trunk where your engine used to be. Now that it's electric, but it's a good way to use up the space. I call this a wide body because it is. This thing's the widest body in the mid-size, which is pretty cool. Of course, you know, and I call it an adult size. It's $40,860 is the MSRP, and it's made in USA. The country of origin for the engine is USA. Transmission's USA, and when they put it together in Lincoln, Alabama, so it's like an all-American truck owned by Honda, the Japanese company. But anyway. Let's see what else is going to be interesting to you folks. The payload 1583, we talked about that, but it's a VTEC V6 with a variable cylinder management. It's all-wheel drive system. It's that iVTM4, and this has got a transmission cooler for the automatic. And we talked about that a lot lately, me and Andre and TFL Truck, about, you know, these newer trucks are not having a transmission cooler. They all need a transmission cooler to pull trailers. This has it. I'm so tickled to death. I wish Toyota would do that. I know some of the other brands need to get into that too. It's a box frame, even as a unibody. So, you know, you got subframes for the axles, and you got, you know, a floor pan, and you got reinforcement pieces, kind of like what a Jeep Cherokee, if you ever crawled underneath one of those. It's a real similar construction. But the 4-wheel independent suspension is new for the truck industry, and you're going to see a lot more of that. And that's what that, again, I go back to the Ford Lightning, it's going to have that 4-wheel independent. So it's eventually a lot of the half-tons will be able to use that technology. Let's see, electronic brake distribution, which is good for trailers. You can balance your brakes front and back. 4-foot sheets of plywood. You can do that on a full-size truck, but this is a mid-size, and you can actually put a 4x8 sheet of plywood in there between that little knob they call a fender well. But yeah, haven't bought a Ridgeline yet, but you know, there's a time when I get a little older, this might be the ideal vehicle for me, so I'm not going to put it down. I like it. I think it has certainly a great use area that you could be satisfied with what you get. So it has the volume control, doesn't have the channel control, so you got to go through a bunch of menus and stuff, so I'm not wild about that. But anyway, it's like I'm talking about, things are going to change pretty soon. Your phone will have everything besides the music and navigation, all the other things you do. They'll probably start putting stuff on it to control your vehicle a little more than they have now. Now Apple Play has a lot of stuff. It like takes over your car. And so I don't like to use the Apple Play, but yeah, pretty soon you won't be able to use even the radio without plugging it to your phone. That's just to be the future. It's the electronics. Hopefully you got a geek in your family that can help you work through all this stuff. But oh, I love it up here in Estes, going by Big Thompson River. But we got to run out of names for these trucks, because you know we got the full size, we got the mid size, like what this falls into. Now we got the compacts, which, you know, my deals were mini trucks, miniaturized wheelbarrows. But like a truck like this, I can reach over into tools, into toolboxes, anything I need to grab out of the bed, which I really miss that. Now you got a full size truck, you got to get a running board, take a run at it, jump up, try to reach down and somewhere near the bottom of the bed if you can get high enough. But it's nice all-wheel drive. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people are really controversial about the price. The price on his MSRP is $46,860, which to me is a lot of money, but they're all getting up there, you know. Figure out a full-size truck could easily be $70,000, $80,000, so it's basically half of that. Yes. So, I mean, it's now when I really push the floor down, it'll jump a couple gears and crank it up to 5,000 RPM easily enough, which is what these V6s do. And you let out the gas, it goes right back down.